So the emotion that we're going to be focusing on today is fear. And fear is one of those emotions that, just like doubt, and really some of these other ones too, you're not going to never be fearful again. The point is to not allow fear to be your driving force. You don't want to do anything because you're so afraid. So when you're able to shift your fear and put on something else in replacement so that fear is no longer your default, you'll be more powerful and you can move through life more freely. Because as you'll hear when I reference this book by Ina Segal, The Secret Language of the Body, fear, and even from experience, you know when you are afraid, you are literally, you stop in your tracks. So once you understand what fear is and how it can affect you, you now have the power and the knowledge to make a decision to not allow fear to be so life dominating. And in order to change something, you have to first acknowledge it. And sometimes it means going a little bit deeper and figuring out your fear story. Where did you become so afraid? Afraid to speak up, afraid of failure, afraid of success. It's not always that you're afraid of bad things. Sometimes it's you're afraid of love. You're afraid of people who are kind to you. It just makes you uncomfortable, right? So once you get to those roots, you're then able to choose a different way to think about fear. Fear is something that won't ever go away, like I stated, but it is something that doesn't have to run your life. And so let me go ahead and read exactly how Ina Segal put it in her book so you can really get a good idea of how it affects your life and what parts of your body or things it can manifest if you suppress it or continue to allow it to be the driving force of your life. People fear the future based on their past experiences. Fearful people are capable of betrayal, lies, prejudice, treachery, blame, rejection, harm, and violence. Now, something I want to say about that is that fear can be such a powerful emotion that it can make you do something that you normally don't do. So you may be like, "Mom, I'm not like a person to blame, to reject anyone, to harm or be violent." But fear literally could take over you and you can do things that you would not normally do. So this is why it's very important to check your fear, because if it continues, you could end up doing and being something you're not, and you black out and go, "Oh my gosh, how did I get here?" Fear. So fear can lock you into negativity, creating shock, anxiety, stress, and worrying. It can also inhibit change and progress, as many people feel comfortable with what they know, and fear of change makes them stuck where they are, afraid to move forward. And I think when people fight change or try to deny it, because we all know change is inevitable, it actually takes more of a toll on the body, as opposed to, embracing change and knowing that you're equipped to handle whatever comes your way, that you're resilient, that you're connected to, an infinite amount of wisdom and knowledge. But some people don't see that in themselves. But moving forward, for fear controls, paralyzes, and imprisons. It prevents people from taking action, trusting themselves, and achieving their goals. It sabotages people's effort by constantly creating setbacks so they feel powerless. So you're like, "I can't do this," and like, "Why are people in my way? I'm never good enough." It's a self-sabotage because your subconscious is listening to everything that you say. So if you're afraid, your subconscious is going to find constant scenarios, even in the past, like I said earlier, that's going to replay that story of fear and make you feel like you're not capable. So you're creating that lifestyle for you by just not being able to overcome your fear and create a different way of thinking about your circumstance, right? So fear impairs your judgment, which again can be very scary. Clouds thinking and limits, even blocks your ability to love and experience peace and joy. So fear is like a taker. It has this taking energy. It will take your peace. It will take love from you, amazing experiences. And then it could take away your freedom if you don't check it, because then it can cause you to do things that you don't normally do, like harm somebody or try to get revenge in a really dangerous manner. So fear, what it does with your health, it can create ulcers, UTI, venereal disease, tumors, cancers, insomnia, sciatica, back pain, Parkinson's disease, obsessive compulsive disorder, impotence, hepatitis, hemorrhoids, diabetes, cysts, anorexia, and so much more. So fear, like any other emotion really, is not to be played with. And again, this is not to say that you are never going to be afraid, but you don't want to have fear be the driver of your life. Fear has a place in the back, and it may surface, but you should have a way and a system to be able to get yourself back to a place of peace and calm, and tell fear, thank you, but I got it from here, so that you can live a very fulfilling life.